It is 5:43 going on 5:44. We know we'll see the president take the stage tonight to accept his party's nomination, but he did make a special appearance last night at the DNC, coming on stage to give former President Bill Clinton a hug and a quick thanks. Well, it's not all hugs and happiness, though. A threat of severe weather forced the president and all of today's activities inside the convention hall instead of at a massive stadium.
That's right. That change left thousands of people who had tickets to the stadium unable to attend. Our political analyst, Carl Jeffers, is here this morning. Thanks for being here with us.
My pleasure.
All eyes on Bill Clinton. Is it appropriate to call him the slugger? Did he knock it out of the park last night?
Well, I think the Dodgers could certainly use him because he not only did that, it was a grand slam. I mean, trying to be objective, the reality is the part of the speech that was riveting, awe-inspiring, inspirational, I mean, that we expected from Bill Clinton. I mean, that's why he was there. That's why every newscast in America yesterday spent most of the day talking about the anticipation of Bill Clinton. Right. That's what we know about him. But one thing that Bill Clinton did, in addition to being able to be all of that, and almost a preacher as well, all of those things, in addition to that, is that Bill Clinton did what I know sometimes refer to as the ads where you see them for the 2-day weekend seminars at the hotels at LAX.
Yeah.
Real estate, everything, spend all day. You pay to go to those seminars and you open up notebooks and you take notes. It's like auditing a class. Bill Clinton last night took everyone in the room and all of America and elevated the entire citizenry of the country to the level of being able to discuss the intricacies of American economic policy in a way that no one else could do, no one else could ever even attempt to do. And the fact that his speech was 48 minutes, the reality is most people could have listened to another 20 or 30 minutes because it was like being in class. It was exhilarating. You know why? Because people knew that they were learning. It's one thing to learn. It's another thing to appreciate it even as it's happening. And frankly, he made a better case for what we are talking about in terms of the issues of this campaign than the president has made so far. And we're ahead of the curve, Alicia and Michael, because a week ago, remember, we talked about Paul Ryan's speech, and I made the point, as in response to your questions, that when the Democrats rebut and counter next week, they're going to mention the fact that the same $700 billion that he was criticizing the president for taking from Medicare was also part of his plan. And sure enough, I didn't know that it would be the former president of the United States who would have to do the main heavy lifting on that, as you pointed out. But that's what he did, and it was absolutely phenomenal. One Republican consultant last night said that after that speech, they better lock the doors because the election could be over.
All right, real quick, we have about 30 seconds. Tonight, President Obama will accept the party's nomination. What can we expect? What's his biggest task?
The biggest task is to follow the success of Michelle Obama and Bill Clinton. Michelle Obama reminded people of why they voted for Barack Obama 4 years ago and the strength of their values and his concerns and issues. Bill Clinton explained what's happened in the last 4 years and why it, in fact, is important to recognize the fallacies in the Republican position so that we can make a choice about the future. Now, the president's job tonight is to lay out how will the next 4 years be different as a build on the foundation of the last four, and why Americans still need to make this a choice and not a referendum on the last 4 years.
All right, Carl Jeffers, as always, we appreciate it. We'll see you back here in about an hour.
You bet. Look forward to
Thanks,
it.
Carl.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
All right, we're approaching, 5:48. Let's get a check on weather and traffic. Sean, tough act to follow, but you can do it.
Oh, I've come to the conclusion a long time ago that there's no following Mr. Jeffers, and yet they keep putting me right after him. It's very disappointing. It's embarrassing, but I move ahead anyway.